I'm on a call with Marcia. So, Marcia, what is it that you want? Oh, you want a new job. Okay. All right, let's figure that out. Oh, you're afraid it won't be as good as your current job. Uh-huh, uh-huh. Oh, and you can't afford coaching. I get it. Uh-huh, uh-huh. Oh, and it has to be within 5 miles of your house. All right, all right. And it has to pay you over $300,000 a year. Uh-huh. But you're not quite ready, so you're going to get ready to talk about getting ready. Do I have that right? Marcia is a composite of a dozen phone calls I've had in the last 2 months. Marcia has been me, and Marcia might be you. Let me explain. First, let me introduce myself. I'm Nancy D. Solomon. I am the CEO and founder of WomenThink Global, and we develop female leaders. All right. Let me ask you, the last time you wanted something really, really badly. So let's scale it. Scale of 1 to 10. 1 is you don't want this at all. 10 is you're totally going for it. Maybe it's $1 million. Maybe it's a healthier lifestyle. Maybe one of your kids needs braces. Whatever it is, doesn't matter. So what I want you to do is we're sitting here together, is I want you to come up with one thing that you would really like. Again, new job, promotion, new title, new schooling. Maybe you want to go back to school and get your master's in something. All right, doesn't matter. It could be a new pair of shoes. I'm just saying. All right, scale of 1 to 10. So you have the number in your mind? Okay. So here's what's going to happen. You're going to be filled with desire. You're going to be all excited. And then your ego mind, your subconscious mind, with all the nonsense that you've been taught your whole life, is going to give you one reason after the other why you can't have it. You feel like you're not lovable. You don't feel like you're not enough. You feel like you're not worthy. You don't deserve it, whatever. So the Solomonism we're going to discuss today is number 199, and I'm going to invite you to choose failure over regret. Now, why is that? First of all, go back to your numbers a moment. If you, on a scale of 1 to 10, if your number is 7, 8, or 9, or 10, or 7 or greater, that means your desire is in place. So either you don't know how to get what you want next, you don't know what next is, but you know it's there because you are determined to use more of your potential, right? Or you figured out, I want to go back to school, but I'm not sure what the questions should ask, what steps I should take, etc. 7 or greater. So what I find in 32 years of coaching women is that we want what we want until we get scared. Scared looks like, I don't have the money, I don't have the time. My kids need it. I worked with somebody on a phone call, a few months ago. I mean, this gal really had it together. I just loved her. And what we discerned in a very quick phone call was that the last 3 positions or 4 positions she took, she went into the interview pretending she was someone other than who she was. She got the job, and then she was miserable. She was how shall I say it? An unrecovered introvert. She was really quiet. So here I am with this big energy. She was really quiet. But she thought that the companies that she wanted to get a job with wanted somebody who was effervescent, right? You know, those people who are just like, they have bubbles like bubbling water, sparkling water, right? She thought that's what they wanted. So she goes into the interview. She pretends she's someone she's not. She gets in there, and it was only a few weeks before they discovered that she is not Miss Bubbly Face. And indeed, she's heads down introvert. So we were talking about the possibility of her coaching with me, and what came up was that she didn't want to spend the money. And then what else came up was that the reason she stayed in her current job is she knew what it looked like on her resume, and she knew that she had to stay in this position a certain amount of time so it wouldn't look like she was jumping jobs all the time. Well, here's the truth. She was jumping jobs all the time. And if she had wanted to, all she needed to do is go into her next round of interviews with the next number of companies and say, and when they said, why are you in so many positions? Look at your resume. She could say, the truth is, I pretended I wasn't who I was. And now I know who I am. And I know this is what I want. That's all you had to do. It's called authenticity, authentic leadership. So you can talk about it or you can do it. All right. Choosing failure over regret. So finally, push came to shove and she was going to think about it. And I gave her a deadline. Between you and me, you never give an introvert a tight deadline because they look at it as it's aggression and they back off. So she found a reason not to move forward with her dream. And in this case, she thought I was her reason. And it's not unusual. You know, we live in a world of fakes right now. We live in a social media world where everybody's full of baloney. You know, I'm thinking bullshit, right? Okay. And where being inauthentic and having the perfect hair and the perfect makeup. I got ready for this LinkedIn Live, Facebook Live, Instagram, right? I got ready. I put makeup on. I don't wake up looking like this. Why? Because I like to look my best. That's just my beliefs that me looking like I have my act together will help you to have your act together. But be that as it is. So what happens is when somebody shows up in the world telling you what the truth is as they see it because you have asked, and you tell them the truth, they're so used to this fairy tale world that they, how shall I put it? That they just think you're being aggressive. Like being direct and to the point is now considered aggression. I just moved from the Pacific Northwest, and that is the city known for passive aggressive behavior. Why say what you're feeling if you can say something that's BS so you'll look good? But that's a whole different session that we can do together. So I gave this woman a deadline, and she just said, I'm not doing that because you're pushing me. Well, you know what? The only people who push you are the people who care about you. Say that again. The people who push you the hardest are the people that see your potential, hear you telling them, I want to use more of my potential. I'm afraid that I'm going to die and regret that I didn't do everything I wanted to do. Those are the people who care most about you and are the most authentic. Did you know that 90% of the people lying on their deathbed are asked about their life and they say, you know what they have regrets about? That they had more potential than they actually used. 90%. That's the research. So I'm going to ask you, as we're sitting here today, on a scale of 1 to 10, how badly do you want something? You're always going to find somebody who's going to bump for you, who's going to offend you. You know, now the big thing is if you curse, you're offended, and therefore I'm not going to use this person as a mentor or a teacher because they curse. Come on, how badly do you want it? And I'm serious here. How badly do you want it? Everybody's so busy being offended by everybody else's business that you're not going after what you want. And you're going to say, how do I know I can have it? Because you wouldn't be fantasizing about it if you couldn't. Yeah. So I want you to choose failure over regret. I want you to empower yourself. I want you to be this hero of your own story. I want you to learn that every time you go for something and it fails, it is not a setback. It is an opportunity to learn how to do it better the next time. And that is just not, toxic positivity. That's not me just doing Pollyanna. It's really how it is. I want you to put your what ifs aside. What if it doesn't work? Well, what if it does? What if it does? You know, you could always come up with a different side of the argument. There's a lot of wisdom in failing. There's a lot of, ask me, I am queen of failures. All right. I did what other people wanted me to do, what I thought I was supposed to do for 16 years before I was finally, the universe heard me and they relieved me of my bondage, my self-imposed bondage. I was fired and I went back to school and did what I've always wanted to do. And you have to figure out what your priorities are. Again, if you want something badly enough, you can have it. It's going to take work. There are no silver bullets. I mean, I saw somebody advertised a class this morning. Make your first 6 figures in the next 30 days. Okay, there might be 2 people out of 8 billion that can do that, but chances are, it's gonna take you a little bit longer than that. So choose failure over regret. Now, I wanna tell you, Solomonism number 119 is absence of success is not evidence of failure. I'm gonna say that again. Absence of success is not evidence of failure. You can do this. So if it's 7 or greater, put your comments below. If you want to grab a spot on my calendar, the link's in the notes. And let's do this because I don't know about you, but I don't want to be lying on my deathbed going, gosh, I wish I had done more laundry. Have a great day. Go out and have some impact. Do something spectacular and make a difference. Bye now.